Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark, and I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. Now been walking with them angels, so I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat, so I better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. Behind me say I cut full. No room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to something. Flow so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything, I guess me and YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak, and teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring their bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece, and I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Shit call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame. You bitch ain't loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. Bring that hot flame. You bitch ain't loyal to the king. We about to bombard their whole operation. Certified priest, prophesying this my occupation. This shit outrageous. They done made the truth docile. That's why we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. It's UPK style. They stop now. Find this warfare could last one round. Let the oppressed rise, and let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with this shit. I'm about to make it hot, call it compound. It's for my niggas, put the guns in the drums down. Dwelling in peace till the Lord call for the blood. Hey, try to decide my death and got beside yourself. Swore draw for what you perform. How you gon' hide yourself? Devil got to die for his lies and his dreams. Ain't got no love for them crackers. Nah, just cruel intentions. And in my father's house is spinning mansions. I got plenty bitch for the Avengers. This your death sentence. I'm talking about slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise and fill the world with lies. Ain't die for your skin, you gon' die for your crime. for your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils that get in this deal. Slaughter, slaughter. Now they shook from vicious words out this handed book. Bound to take these rappers back to school. My flow sanded hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hand down death for them devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag in the bench, I see horns in a pitchfork. Go ahead. So please believe it. The white man is a demon. And I ain't gon' vote for them to free me. No. They beat us till we. They call the purple the smartest knife till they broke like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees. They wanna have peace. We're screaming, let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. I'm laying in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she pleased as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you, man. I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go ahead and fill the world with lies and die for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. That's why I'm talking to you. So war for your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils that get in this deal. Slaughter, slaughter.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on.
All right, we're good to go. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shem Shai Barakatham to all the brothers. It means Yahweh bless you in the name of Yahweh Shai. And to all the sisters, Yahweh Shamar Alathah B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That means may Yahweh watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shai. I'm priest and officer of 50 Shar Yawan under commanding General YAHANNA. And we are the I.S.U.P.K. The school was established in 1969. We've been teaching the truth of the Bible since 1969. You understand? It started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And we are getting this truth out to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Tonight is Tuesday's night brotherhood class. If you're a brother or sister in the I.S.U.P.K, you understand what that's about. So just take notes, write down these precepts, keep studying. That way we keep learning and adding to knowledge so that we can teach our brothers and sisters the truth of the Bible. You understand? And if you're tuning in for the first time, this class is for every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian brother and sister. You understand? This class is for the children of God, the children of Israel. And today we identify those people as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So today we're going to talk about Victoria Day. Understand? Victoria Day just passed. A lot of Canadians just celebrated it. May 2-4 weekend. Right? Even regardless of the stay-at-home order that's going on in the world today because of COVID-19, Canada has a stay-at-home order because this virus is spreading. People are dying left, right, and center. People are getting sick left, right, and center because of this virus. And so because of that, Canada has a stay-at-home order. But regardless of that stay-at-home order, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians decided to go out this weekend for May 2-4 and drink and get high. You understand? Prostitute our sisters out, whore our sisters out. You understand? Those are the kinds of things that go on during this weekend. Right? Somebody went up north to a campsite You and your friends, you got drunk and did a whole bunch of drugs and a whole bunch of stupidness, all in the name of the Queen, right? All in the name of Queen Elizabeth, right? This holiday is about the birth or the birthday celebration of Queen Victoria. You understand? You got Native and Indigenous brothers in Canada who have been oppressed by this queen for some 500 years, over 400 plus years, right? And they went out today, or they went out, 2-3 days ago, to celebrate the birthday of this queen. You understand? We got to understand, as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, these holidays have absolutely nothing to do with us. Not only do they have nothing to do with us, they are unlawful and go against the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of the Israelites, the God of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Holidays like this, and pretty much all the holidays that we celebrate in Canada, all of them go against the Most High God. You understand? Let's actually jump straight to that verse, because we're reading from the 1611 King James Bible. We're teaching the truth of the Bible. And for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we got to understand that the Most High hates these holidays, right? Let's jump to the book of Amos. I think it's 5:21. Yeah, let's jump to the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. This is the Most High saying, I despise your feast days. You understand? A lot of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians think it's not a thing, or it's not a problem, it's not an issue. You're not doing anything wrong by celebrating Christmas, by celebrating Halloween, by celebrating Thanksgiving, Victoria Day. Understand? All these holidays, all these feast days, according to God, He hates these holidays. He despises these holidays. You understand? And He will not be with us if we're celebrating and keeping these holidays. Right? He says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Verse 22, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. What we got to understand is, number one, Christianity has failed us, right? Christianity has not taught us how to serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Christianity says it's okay to celebrate May 2-4. Christianity says it's okay to celebrate Christmas. It's okay to celebrate Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. All these things, according to the Bible, are against the Most High God. And your Christian pastor is never going to tell you that. Your spiritual leaders are never going to tell you that. Right? And not only does the Most High hate these holidays, but what are these holidays really about? Right? May 2-4 is about the birthday of Queen Victoria. Right? There's stories of Blacks Blacks and Indigenous people on the Caribbean islands, who, when they would see that good ship Jesus with that big cross on it, they would run to the mountains and the hills. You understand? Jamaica Jamaica just got its independence from the British. I think it was around 1960 something. But the Queen is still in charge of, I think it's approving different laws that they set over in Jamaica. Right? Meanwhile, you got a whole bunch of Jamaicans living in Canada celebrating the Queen's birth. Right? Your ancestors would be rolling in their graves. They'd be crying in their graves saying, how could my children be celebrating this person, this nation? Right? These people enslaved us. They conquered our nation and enslaved us and did all manner of evil. And then in 2021, we're going to turn around and celebrate the Queen's birthday. That's backwards. Understand? Tonight is Tuesday's night brotherhood class, and we got to learn to come together as a nation. Matter of fact, let's grab that verse. We're going to go to Zephaniah. Or Salakia. We're going to go to Zechariah. I think it's chapter 3 and verse 9. No, that's not the one. We got to come out of celebrating these holidays that have nothing to do with us, that have everything to do with our oppressors, the people that enslaved and conquered us. Understand? Just bear with me. We're going to jump to if I can find it. Zechariah. Salakia. We're going to go to the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1 says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. What does that mean? Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are a nation that is undesired. You understand? People look at us and they call us niggers and spicks and wetbacks. You understand? They look at us like we're the scum of the earth. You understand? We fill every ghetto and barrio and reservation across the world. You understand? We are a nation that is undesired. But we got to understand, we have to come together. We have to gather ourselves together. Something that we haven't done in 400 plus years. You understand? We were a conquered and enslaved people because we went against the Most High power. We decided to rebel and to be stubborn and stiff-necked and not listen to what the Most High requires of us. You understand? And that's why we are where we are today. But we got to gather together. What does that look like? We got to stop celebrating Victoria Day. We got to stop celebrating May 2-4. You understand? We got to start celebrating our holidays, our feast days. How are we going to celebrate the birthday of a queen that conquered and enslaved us? A nation that conquered and enslaved us. And go out and get drunk and marry and party and live it up celebrating our conqueror. You understand? That's a very destroyed mindset. That's a very disgusting thing for us to do. It's a very disgusting thing for us to celebrate Thanksgiving, which is the killing of our people. We have to gather together. We have to unite. We got to stop celebrating these holidays that are the celebration of our destruction. Right? We don't need to celebrate the Queen's holiday, the Queen's birthday. We have our own feast days, our own holidays. We need to be celebrating things like the Passover, which is our victory over the Egyptians. That's a holiday for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to keep. Not some other nation's queen's birthday. Those things have nothing to do with us. You understand? And so let's I got a little article. We're just going to read a little bit about the history of Victoria Day. Because these things have absolutely nothing to do with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And not only does it have nothing to do with us, but it grieves the Most High. He hates these feast days. He hates these holidays. And he will not be with us if we continue to celebrate these things. All right? So let's just read a little of the background of Victoria Day. So Victoria Day, it's a Canadian holiday on which the British sovereign's birthday is celebrated. In 1845, during the reign of Queen Victoria, May 24, the Queen's birthday, was declared a holiday in Canada. After Victoria's death in 1901, an act of the Canadian Parliament established Victoria Day as a legal holiday to be celebrated on May 24th or on May 25th when May 24th fell on a Sunday. The birthday of Victoria's son, Edward VII, was also celebrated on Victoria Day, following an intermittent British custom of celebrating a sovereign's birthday on that of his predecessor. Victoria Day is celebrated on Monday, 24th, 2021. This custom was not observed in Canada for the birthdays of George V or Edward VIII. When the actual day was celebrated, Salakia. I'm not sure how long I was out of that broadcast. Let me pull that up again. Sorry, just having some technical difficulties. I was reading an article. On Victoria Day. Well, just for time's sake, Salakia, bear with us. Just having some technical difficulties. I'm not sure how long I was kicked out of the stream. I was reading an article that was just giving a brief history on what Victoria Day is. You understand? Basically, Victoria Day is a celebration of Queen Victoria's birthday. Right? And we've been celebrating that holiday over in Canada since around 1902. And around 1950, it was made a permanent holiday for Canadians to celebrate. Right? I won't go back to the article. I'm not sure how much was cut off, but basically, Victoria Day is a day about the Queen's birth. You understand? And Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that holiday has nothing to do with us. You understand? That is our oppressors' holiday. That is a celebration of the victory of our oppressors. That's a celebration of a queen of another nation. These European nations who are biblically known as Edomites or Idumeans, that nation of people is not a nation of people that we should be celebrating. Right? They are the wicked of the earth. They are vessels of dishonor. You understand? Matter of fact, let's jump to that verse. Let's jump to Romans chapter 9. Romans 9, and I think we're starting around verse 21. Let's start at Romans 9 and Romans 9 and verse 20. You understand? Romans 9 and 13 says, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. You understand? The Most High loves Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And the Most High hates the European man, the so-called white man. You understand? Our oppressor. The Most High hates this nation of people. And this is why I say the I.S.U.P.K has been teaching the truth of the Bible since 1969. No spiritual leader or pastor or minister for Blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians has ever told us that God hates a nation of people. They claim to read from the Bible. They claim to believe in the Bible. But Romans 9 and 13 says, the Most High hates a nation of people. You understand? So let's start at verse 20. This is Romans 9 and verse 20, and it says, Nay, but O man, who art that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Meaning, the Most High Power has created every creature, every human being. He's created the earth and everything in it. You understand? And who are we? Who are we to reply against the Most High? Who are we to ask the Most High, why have you made things in creation the way you have? You understand? Why do lions and alligators, why are they able to kill and feed off of all these other animals? You understand? Why is a sheep so docile or so fragile, or what's the word? Why is a sheep so why is a sheep so defenseless when it's out in the wilderness? You understand? You leave a sheep out in the wilderness, a sheep is going to get torn up by a wolf. And who is the sheep to reply to God and say, why did you make me this way? So defenseless and helpless. Well, it's no different when it comes to people. He's made certain people for vessels of honor, righteous, for a particular purpose on this earth. And he's made some as vessels of dishonor. You understand? Who are we to reply against the Most High? Saying, why have you formed us or created us the way you did? Verse 21 says, hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and one unto dishonor? Meaning, if the Most High wants to create a pot so that he can piss in it, he'll make a pot to piss in. If the Most High wants to create a pot so that he can take a shit in, he'll create that pot to take a shit in. And if he wants to make another pot as a beautiful, glorious trophy, you understand? Put it up on an auction and sell it starting at $500 million. He can do that. The Most High has that power. You understand? The Most High is the creator of heaven and earth, and he can do what he wants when it comes to his creation. If he wants to create a pot to piss in, he can. And that's how the nation of Esau was created. You understand? The nation of Esau was created as a vessel of dishonor. Created for a pot to piss in. Something to just sit on the side and collect dust. You understand? That nation is a nation of wicked, a nation of evil people. And we're going to turn around and celebrate their holidays. You understand? That makes no sense. Quick shout out to the chat. Shalom, Sarah, daughter of Zion, Yahweh Shema Alathab Hashem Al Shai. The water for tuning in, sis. Hope everything's tawab. And so we got to understand where some of these holidays come from. We got to understand the things that we celebrate, the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. Right? Celebrating the Queen's birthday absolutely goes against the Most High. The Most High loves Jacob, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And when we celebrate these holidays, he will not be with us. You understand? Let's jump to, let's go to the book of Revelations. Let's go to Revelations chapter 18 and verse 4. Revelations 18 and verse 4 says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." What does that mean? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you got to come out of the philosophies of Canada. You got to stop celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter, Valentine's Day. You got to stop celebrating May 2-4, Victoria Day. And why do we stop celebrating these things? Because a black man named Yahawashi in the Hebrew, Christ, who the world calls Jesus, he is coming back. He is coming back to save us, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He's coming back to free us from our enemies, to save us from those that hate us. You understand? The Christian church will have you believing that Christ is coming to save us from some red-looking beast with a pitchfork. You understand? With some army of black ghosts, some kind of demon, duppy-looking type things. Who knows? You understand? Our religious leaders, our Christian leaders, spiritual leaders, they have not taught us the truth of the Bible. They have not guided us or led us in a way that is conducive for our people. You understand? They tell us to join hand in hand with the people that enslaved us, the people that conquered us. You understand? Meanwhile, we work our asses off every day to build their kingdom. You understand? We live in the ghettos. We live in the barrios. We live on reservations. We live in the worst places of society in Canada. Meanwhile, building this oppressor's kingdom. Meanwhile, we're celebrating this oppressor's holidays. We're adopting the customs of this wicked beast, of this oppressor. You understand? Native Indians are living on reserves and they can't get clean water. You got blacks living in some high-rise apartment buildings that are roach infested and mice infested. You understand? They're living in areas where gunshots are going off weekly. Living in poverty. Living in unclean areas. And we're doing this because we don't have much. You understand? We're fighting to get something from this society. We're fighting to have a little peace, a little freedom. You understand? That's what we do. We fight for peanuts. Because we're an oppressed and conquered people. And some devil's going to tell you, if you have such a problem with Canada, why don't you leave? Well, leave and go where? You stole our land. You stole us from a place where we were residing. You kicked us off our land and in North and South Central America, forced us on reservations. What land are we going to go back to? Where's a place that we can go live in peace and have our own rules and laws and statutes and commandments, our own governing bodies, our own dollar bill? You understand? You would give us half of Canada if you truly cared about us. You would give us land and leave us alone. And I'd be the first to live on that land. Because, like this verse says, I'll read it again. Revelation 18:4 says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, 'Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.'" You understand? I don't want any part in this kingdom. You understand? You're teaching young kids in this kingdom, you're teaching 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds that homosexuality is okay. You understand? You're teaching these young kids that it's okay for a man to put on a dress. It's okay for a woman to act like a man. You understand? You teach us this culture of whoring out our women. And every black household, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian household is destroyed because of it. We've been following this oppressor's lifestyle and his culture for far too long. May 2-4 has nothing to do with us. We have our own holidays. We don't need our women following some feminist movement of some European woman. Her fight with her man and her household has nothing to do with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. If some white woman wants to abort her baby, that has nothing to do with us. If she wants to wear the pants in her household, that has nothing to do with us. If they think homosexuality is okay, if they think it's okay for men to put on a dress and makeup and they want to live like that, they can go nuts. That has nothing to do with us. If they want to celebrate the Queen's birthday, that has nothing to do with us. You understand? And we have been oppressed and enslaved for too long. At some point, we have to turn away from these ways of life. We have to change our mindsets, the way we address our everyday life. And we got to understand that this oppressor's way of life is very destructive for us. You understand? These Europeans and this Eurocentric way of life, those people were created as vessels of dishonor. Right? Let's jump to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33. This is Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. I'm going to go Ecclesiasticus 33 and verse 7. Because we have a culture. You understand? We have holidays and holy days. We have feast days and different ceremonial practices. You understand? And we find that when we read and pick up our Bible, that is a history book of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Ecclesiasticus 33 and verse 7. And it says, why doth one day excel another? Why is one day more important than another? You understand? This is the question. When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun. Why is one day more important than another? Why is Victoria Day important? Why is May 24 important? Why is Valentine's Day and Christmas important? Why is Easter important? When the sun rises and the sun shines its light on the day like it does every other day. Right? This is a question. This is a good question for people to ask. More importantly, a question for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Verse 8 says, by the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Meaning, just like we read in Romans chapter 9, the Most High created heaven and earth. He created all the people and all the animals in it. He created all the trees. You understand? All the materials that we have on this earth to be able to create things. The Most High is the author of all this. The Most High is the creator of all this. And it would be foolish of us to excel one day above another on our own. It would be foolish of us to say May 24 is an important day when the Most High never told you it was. The Most High created the sun and the days and the seasons and the feasts. And to the Most High, there are days that excel another. But it's not some man-made birthday of a queen that conquered his children, that conquered the chosen people of God. You understand? Verse 9 says, some of them hath he made high days and hollowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days. The Most High has hollowed some days. The Most High has set apart some days. Some days are holy and separate and set apart. And the Most High who created all of this, he's the one that decides the days that are set apart. He's the one that decides the days that excel another day. You understand? And we read about those holy days, I think, in Leviticus chapter 23. Leviticus 23 says the Sabbath is holy. Every 7 days, every Saturday, that is a day that is set apart. The Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of First Fruits, Purim, the Feast of Dedication, the Feast of Tabernacles. You understand? The Memorial of Blowing of Trumpets. These are days that the Most High has set apart. You understand? And these are the days that we need to be celebrating. Let's jump to another article, because the title of this class is actually, let's never forget George Floyd. You understand? Let's never forget Breonna Taylor, Philando Castile, Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin. You understand? Quick shout out to the chat. Shalom, Janice Bella, Yahweh Shemar Lathab Hashem Shai. Shalom, Kawapa, Yasharala, Yahweh Shemar Lathab Hashem Shai. Thank you for tuning in. And the title of this class is to never forget George Floyd. Never forget Trayvon Martin. Understand? Philando Castile, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin. All these brothers and sisters that has been killed and slaughtered by these oppressors, by these devils. When we focus on things like May 2-4 and Victoria Day, a lot of times our people forget. You understand? We're so caught up in the culture of Canada. We're so caught up in living in this society and learning to love homosexuality and learning to love pork and shrimp and Easter and Christmas and all these things that go against the Most High Power. You understand? Revelation 18:4 told us to come out of this place, come out of the mindset, change the way we think, change the things that we do. You understand? We got to stop celebrating May 2-4 because it's so easy for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who are living in Canada. We're so quick to forget the things that are important to us. We're so quick to forget that we're an enslaved and conquered people. We're so quick to celebrate the birth of our oppressor's queen. You understand? When a year ago you had Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians marching saying Black Lives Matter, saying there's something wrong with this society that we live in. There's something inherently evil. There's something very wrong with this place. Well, you go and celebrate May 2-4, you're going to be quick to forget. You're going to be quick to forget the evils that your oppressor has done. You understand? So let's share this quick article. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it's important to remember. You understand? It's important to remember all the atrocities that these people do to us. And this is an article, I think it was just released yesterday, or it was released May 25th at 9:30 a.m. This article was released this morning. And this article says, 1 year after George Floyd's death, where does defund the police stand in Canada? This is why it's so important to celebrate the Most High's holy days. Right? Just a month ago, we were celebrating the Lord's Passover. We were celebrating the death, the slaughter of the Egyptians. We were celebrating the freedom of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians coming out of slavery under the Egyptian oppression. And when we celebrate holidays like that, we remember. You understand? Just like Zephaniah 2:1 said, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. We celebrate the Lord's Passover. We are gathering together. We are gathering together and we're remembering what the Most High did for us. We're remembering the brotherhood and the sisterhood. We're remembering families coming together and escaping Egyptian persecution. You understand? The Most High's high holy days, they're extremely important to us. They're extremely important to us. But when we celebrate things like May 2/4, we're very quick to forget what our oppressors have done to us. Right? So this article says, this was an article for Toronto. It says, a year after the death of George Floyd, an expert says Canadian cities have made little progress in addressing calls to defund the police. And this was such, just a year ago, we were out on the street, you understand? We were out talking to different people, different activists in Black Lives Matter. We were talking to people from this organization who were fighting for the rights of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who were fighting for the rights of an oppressed people. You understand? And this weekend, Black Lives Matter is silent. You understand? Where is Black Lives Matter on May 2/4 weekend? Everyone's so focused on having fun and enjoying life, taking time or having time off work. You understand? Meanwhile, your people are being destroyed. Meanwhile, your people are being oppressed. And a year ago, Blacks in Canada, we had a fire under our house. You understand? We saw a man that was executed by a police officer. We saw a man that was executed by a devil. And we wanted to see something different. You understand? We said enough is enough. But a year later, where is Black Lives Matter? A year later, who's talking about George Floyd's death? Who's talking about Philando Castile? And so this article goes on to read, a year after the death of George Floyd, one expert says Canadian cities have made little progress in addressing calls to defund the police. And something we got to understand is that the I.S.U.P.K. since 1969 has been saying the same thing to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We have not stopped. Every Saturday, we're out on the corner telling Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are and what they need to do. You understand? 6 days, 7 days a week, we're teaching classes, telling Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you need to gather yourselves together. You need to gather as a nation and stop celebrating these holidays. Stop following these feminist movements. You understand? Stop following this oppressor's way of life. Telling our women to stop aborting their babies. Telling our brothers to stop selling drugs to our people. Destroying families. You understand? Telling men to stop throwing away their women. right? It's such a common thing in this kingdom for a man to tell a woman, I'm breaking up with you. I don't want to date you anymore. You don't make me happy. I found something better. You understand? And that's following the culture of these devils. But if we would come back to the Bible, we would come back to following Christ. You understand? We would stop throwing away our sisters. We would stop selling drugs to our people. We would stop stealing from our people, murdering our people. You understand? This gun violence would stop. These households would be fixed. Telling our sisters to get in order and to listen to your husband, to obey your husband in everything. You understand? That man was put here to guide you and protect you. You understand? You weren't created to rule over him. You were created to help him. And when we come out of these philosophies of Babylon, when we come out of these philosophies of Canada, Canadians' way of life, we would get our freedom. We would get our own land. We would get our rulership. You understand? We have to gather together and come out of this oppressor's way of life. You understand? I.S.U.P.K, we have gathered together, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and we're never going to forget George Floyd. We're never going to forget Trayvon Martin. You understand? We're never going to forget all the atrocities that has happened to all of our people. All right, this article goes on to read, Julius Haig, a sociology and criminology professor at the University of Toronto, told CTV's Your Morning on Tuesday that no Canadian cities have successfully defunded their police force to date. However, he says there continues to be some momentum to potentially do so in certain regions. Many of our city's councils have debated measures to defund the police, but we haven't actually seen any substantial cuts. All right, Slack, I'll end on that. But we got to understand, Black Lives Matter is not going to defund the police. You understand? Slack, yeah. Black Lives Matter is not going to defund the police. You understand? And even if they did, they are not going to do any meaningful change in our community. Understand? You defund the police, you're going to have the military running rampant on the streets of Canada. Right? The way that they look at this society, the way that they govern this nation in Canada, it requires us to be slaves. They're required to work for them and build their kingdom. That's what this nation is built off. That's what this country is built off. You understand? They're never going to stop oppressing us until we rise as a nation and shake off these customs and philosophies of these people. Right? Let's jump to some scripture. Shalom, Adawan. Yahweh Shabbat. Yeah, Most High in Christ. So I just left off. We just closed off in an article. We're going to jump into some scripture. Baba Kasha, if you could grab me John 13 and verse 35. John 13 and verse 35. All right, we got to come out of this oppressor's way of life. All right. Last year we had some 300,000 plus women murder and abort their babies. Right? Following this man's way of life is very destructive for us. You understand? You look at the household, the black household, Native and Indian household, we have some divorce rate of some 50% plus. You understand? 1 in every 2 households are going to be destroyed. 1 in every 2 households are going to fall apart. Right? Following this Europeans' way of life, nobody's thinking about those kids when it comes to divorce. When it comes to being happy, everybody wants to be happy, blissful, enjoy life and everything about it. When it comes to loving that kid is always going to lose. Nobody's going to suffer or give up their happiness so that child can be happy, so that child can grow up having their mother and father in the house. You understand? This society doesn't teach us to love our kids. It doesn't teach us to love our wives and our husbands. You understand? Just look at the history of our people. Right? So Slaki, let's jump to John 13 and verse 35.
Con, you want John 13, 35?
Come on, come.
Con. John 13, 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
Read.
If ye have love one to another.
Khan. And not only do we have to come out of these philosophies of this kingdom, these philosophies of this way of life of Canada, but we got to come back and follow our king.
Right.
We got to come back and follow the man who taught us and guided us. You understand? When this man walked the earth, he had thousands of people following him and listening to what he had to say. Because this brother was living a righteous life. This brother was the greatest leader that we've ever had. You understand? He lived a life of morality. He lived a life of righteousness. He lived a life that was pleasing to the Most High. You understand? And the way he lived, he knew how to love his sisters. He knew how to love his brothers. And he said, if you're a follower of me, you will love one another. You understand? That's how you know you're a disciple of Christ. When you do what he did. And what did Christ do? Christ was the greatest brother. You understand? He was the greatest friend. He was the greatest family member. And he suffered for his family. He loved his family. You understand? He died for his family. He gave it all for his family. And that's how you know you're a follower of him. when you're willing to do the same. Right? Let's jump to Matthew 22 and verse 37. Because this is why Christ said, love the Most High and love your neighbor as yourself. Because Christ came and he taught brotherhood. Understand? Matthew 22 and verse 37.
God, I got it right here. And
Come,
Jesus said, and Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
come. Christ told us this is the royal law. This is the most important thing when it comes to the law. And Christ said if we would do these things that we just read and we're about to read, that we would fulfill the whole law. We would keep everything in Torah. Everything that Moses wrote about. Everything that Adam taught his sons. Understand? All these laws, statutes, and commandments, we would keep these if we did these two things.
Right.
And number one, it's to love the Most High with everything. Put him first in everything. You understand? When you think of why does one day excel another? Like we read in Ecclesiasticus 33. Why is Victoria Day an important day? When we put the Most High in everything, we would understand that it's not an important day. It's
Right.
nothing to the Most High. It grieves the Most High. You understand? He said he hates and he despises our feast days. He hates Victoria Day. So when you put the Most High in everything, when you try to please the Most High, you are not going to celebrate Victoria Day. You're not going to celebrate the birthday of your oppressor.
Right.
Right? And that's why this law is so important. Keep reading.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. And with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Read.
38. This is the first and great commandment.
Keep reading.
39. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Damn right.
Right.
We have to love our neighbors as ourselves. You understand? You wouldn't put a knife to your back and rob your own self. Don't do that to your brother. You understand? You would hate if a man was putting hands on your sister. So don't do that to another sister. You understand? You wouldn't want somebody to steal from you. So don't steal from other people. Don't steal from your brothers and sisters. Right? You wouldn't want another man sleeping with your wife. So don't look at another man's wife. This is loving your neighbor as yourself. Christ said we have to be good brothers and sisters to each other. Right? Let's jump to the book of Psalms, chapter 34, and verse 13. Understand? Not only did Christ teach brotherhood, but brotherhood, sisterhood, and Salakia. When I say brotherhood, that's synonymous with sisterhood.
Right.
You understand? Sisters, you got to hold yourself to the same standard. Right? And being a sister, being created as the weaker vessel, that's not an excuse for you not to keep the laws of the Most High. You understand? Not only did Christ teach brotherhood, but every prophet, every priest and prophet in this book, every leader, wise man of understanding, everybody in this book taught brotherhood. That's what this book is about. You understand? Treating each other to a certain standard. Uniting as a nation, gathering ourselves together. Celebrating our victories over our battles over the Egyptians. Our different victories in war. The Feast of Dedication. You understand? This whole book is about gathering together as a nation. Treating each other good. You understand? And ruling this world. Ruling this world righteously. You understand? Showing these other nations how we're supposed to live. All right? So, Salaki, let's jump to Psalms 34. 34 and verse 13, Baba Kisha.
God. Psalms 34:13. Keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips from speaking evil,
Khan,
from speaking guile.
Khan. We have to keep our tongue from evil. You understand? You learn when your brother or sister who just joins the I.S.U.P.K, you're going to learn really quick. You got to learn to watch your damn mouth. You got to learn to watch what you say.
Right.
Right? That was and is one of the most challenging things for me. That was and is one of the most challenging things for me coming into this school. It was learning to shut up. You understand? Because there is nothing wise. There was no wise or good advice that I gave before I came into school.
Right.
You understand? Like I had to learn to shut my mouth. And that's what we got to do when we learn to serve the Most High. We have to learn to stop saying our own conclusions and our own wise ways of life or different things that we've learned from experiences in life. We have to stop leaning on our own understanding and doing what the Most High says. Right? Like we really have to learn to just shut up and watch what we say. Keep reading.
14. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it.
God. And not only does it start with shutting our mouths and being humble, learning that there's people that understand more than us, understanding that there's people in this book that are a lot wiser than us,
Right.
right? We also have to learn to depart from evil. Meaning, we got to stop hanging around the people we used to hang around with, right? It's so easy to call a brother in the world and, you know what I mean, meet up with him, go for dinner, and next you know it's 3 o'clock and you're coming out of a strip club,
Right.
right? Doing every drug known to man. Like, we got to come out of those ways. We have to depart from evil. When we come into this truth, when we start learning to serve Christ and follow Christ, we have to learn to shut our mouths, and we have to stop hanging around the people that we used to hang around with. You understand? And that doesn't mean you can't talk to an old friend in the world and go out to dinner with them. You know what I mean? But when you go out to dinner with them, let them know that they need to change their lives. Let them know that, or warn them, watch out for them, rebuke them like Leviticus 19 says. Correct them, show them life, show them something better. Right? Let them know that they don't need to go out and smoke all that weed every single night. Let them know to stop whoring out your sisters and throwing these sisters away. You understand? We got to depart from evil. We don't need to be going out with them and following them to every party and club that they go to. You understand? We got to be a light to them. Right? And so depart from evil and do good. You understand? Be a light to these people. Be a light to our brothers and sisters. Show them that we can lead our families. Show them that we can counsel each other and build each other up. That we can teach each other how to make good decisions in life. You understand? That way we don't have to keep going through the same pitfalls and all these traps that are set up for us. Right? Salaki, Officer Zabadia, I'm sure you know how quickly a night can can turn crazy.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You know what I mean? You go out thinking you're just gonna have a good night, and
Right.
next you know you're in a car speeding 180 trying to run from something. You know what I mean? Or run to something.
Right. That's
You know what I mean?
definitely true. Right.
So we gotta
So, yeah.
come on, Salaki, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's definitely true. One night with a brother or sister in the world could change your whole life. Like a lot of brothers are sitting in jail right now over one night over something that they not necessarily really wanted to do, but because their friends was with it, they had to go with it at that moment. A lot of sisters, good night. A lot of sisters have babies off one night with,
Right.
with with a sister or a brother in the world, right? You think you're just going out to the club and you're hooking up with so and so, and now there's a child involved, right? And it could get much worse. Man, I remember when we were in high school, the number for STIs in the city amongst Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans was extremely high, and
Right.
that's like chilling with people in the world, like doing horrible things that you shouldn't necessarily be doing.
Damn right. Damn right. It's so easy to make a poor decision,
Right,
and your life can change so quickly. You know what I mean? Over one decision. You understand?
God,
And so we gotta watch ourselves. Right? We gotta watch what we do. Right? Like Christ said, we gotta love the most high in everything. With all our heart, soul, mind. He has to be on our mind in everything that we do. You understand? That way, if you did find yourself where, you know what I mean, you're somewhere late till 2 in the morning, you know what I mean? You're not gonna do something that goes against the Most High. You understand? You're gonna be thinking about him in all your decisions. Right? let's jump to let's keep reading. Oh, Salaki, we're in verse 15, and it says, "The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry." Understand? Meaning, these sinners that are in the world, they don't have a power watching over them. Right? The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous. We can't be, as brothers and sisters in this truth, you understand? Or brothers and sisters, Blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians listening for the first time, we can't be coveting what other people have. You understand? We can't be jealous of what other people are doing. Right? Don't pay attention to those people who are celebrating May 2-4 Victoria Day, thinking they're having the time of their lives and that they're blessed and they have some great and wonderful life. You understand? Like, look at what happened to O.J. Simpson, right? Look at what happened to Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston or Kobe Bryant. Don't think that these people, because they have all the money and all the wealth and they're living it up on Victoria Day or all these different holidays, that they have something special or something going for them. Right? Verse 15 says, "The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous." You understand? The eyes of the Lord were not with Michael Jackson. The eyes of the Lord were not with Whitney Houston. You understand? Like, these people were not able to live that long life from living righteously.
Right.
You understand? DMX was not able to live that long life from living righteously. You understand? He left behind a daughter, you know what I mean, to be out for herself without a father. Right? We can't be looking at how other people are living, how sinners are living, thinking that they have some great life. Because the eyes of the Lord are with the righteous. Right? And his ears are open unto their cry. Right? We know that the Most High, or the Bible says the Most High doesn't hear sinners. Right? The Most High doesn't listen to sinners' prayers. Our spiritual leaders and our Christian pastors will have you believing you can do whatever you want, and the Most High is going to hear you. The Most High is going to listen to you. But the Bible says the Most High doesn't hear your cry. The Most High doesn't hear sinners' prayers. Matter of fact, if you turn your ear from listening to what he says to do, if you turn your ear from the law, your prayer, your cry is an abomination to him.
Right.
You understand? His ears are open unto their cry. His ears are open to the righteous. Right? And Salakia, can you read? Let's jump to Exodus 23 and verse 22. Salakia, I'll be back in 1 minute. Salakia. 1 second. We're going to go to Exodus 23 and verse 22.
Right. Exodus 23:22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I spake, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversaries. Right. That's how how as Israelites we fight. We gotta obey the Most High, right? When we obey the Most High, that's when He starts fighting for us. You look at all the wars, right? And we'll start to bring them out. You look at all the wars that Israel has fought. We were never really the strongest nation. Meaning we didn't. A lot of times we were outnumbered, right? But keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, right? The high holy days, right? Loving your brother and your sister, right? The Lord fought for us, right? I'm gonna pass the class back over to Officer Teacher Sharwan.
So, Slaki, can we read that verse again?
Come. Exodus 23:22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I spake, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversary.
And Slaki, for what is it for holding on the class? And just to piggyback off of Psalms chapter 33, 34, and 15, we got to understand that the Lord is not our enemy, or Salakia. The Lord is not an enemy to our enemies today. Right? The Lord said that his eyes would be with the righteous. He would hear the cries of the righteous. But in 2021, right, George Floyd's death is just kind of wasting away. You understand? These things that are going on with us, we're not getting any real justice.
Right.
And we're not getting any freedom. You understand? We're still an oppressed people, working for peanuts, saying yes, master, so we can just pay our rent and get our food.
Right.
You understand? Most blacks and Native Indians today, the Lord is not with us. Right? He is not an enemy to our enemies, because as a nation, we are not doing what he requires us to do. And that solution that Black Lives Matter was looking for our people, we have the solution in the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
The solution is to have the Most High be an enemy to our enemies. The
Right.
solution is to have the Most High fight with us, fight for us, defeat those that oppress us, to save us from those that hate us. You understand? That's what Christ came to teach us. He came to save us from those that hate us, those that persecute us. And this is the answer and the solution to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? Salaki, let's jump back to Psalms 34. And we were at verse 16. Quick shout out to the chat. Shalom, Trooper Sakad. Yabashim Yashai Barakatha. Thawada for tuning in. Good to see you, Wak. I think we got everybody in the chat. If you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you hit that sign-in link. If you want to get a Hebrew name for those benefits, make sure you tune in every Saturday night from 8 till 10 o'clock. Saturday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Hit that sign-in link. You understand? And come join the Lord's army. You understand? Learn how to make the Most High an enemy to your enemies. Learn how to make the Most High fight with you and for you, for your people, for your nation. Right? So, Salaki, we're at verse 16.
Con. Psalms 34, verse 16. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth.
Right. We can't look at people who have a ton of money as they're blessed. Right? The Most High is against them that do evil. Right? Like I said, look at what happened to Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston, DMX, Kobe Bryant. You understand?
Right.
Kobe Bryant following his oppressor. Look what he did when he messed around with that white woman.
Right.
You understand? The whole world was ready to destroy his life. Right? Don't look at people who have a ton of money as they're blessed. Right? And we got to understand that even having all that money, if you're a weak brother or you're a weak sister, that money can destroy you. Right? That money will support every evil desire your mind thinks of if you're not obeying the Most High. Right? You don't want the Most High to be against you. Otherwise, just like those brothers and sisters, you're going to die in early life.
Right.
Right? Like Whitney Houston was such a talented sister. Michael Jackson, good night. You know what I mean? People are going to be talking about Michael Jackson for years, for hundreds of years. But that brother died at a young age, right? He didn't die an honorable death, right?
Salakia.
Like his Khan, go ahead.
That's so heavy because even within hip hop, you see so many young brothers just dying because they have money, but they're not living an honorable life. They're not keeping any law, statutes, and commandments, right? They're doing all the drugs they can. A lot of them are ODing, or they're just outright getting murdered.
Damn right. You know what I mean? We get the privilege of reading about people like Yahawashi, Judas Maccabeus, Tobit, you understand? Moses and Joshua, King David. We get to read about all these brothers. You know what I mean? We get to read about what Job did. And that honorable life that they lived is actually changing people today. It's influencing brothers and sisters' lives today. It's saving brothers and sisters' lives today. You understand? Like, we want to live an honorable life. You know what I mean? It would be a beautiful thing for my kids to look at me and be like, you know, Shariwan taught me something. You know what I mean? He lived a life where he taught me how to be a good husband to my wife. He taught me how to raise kids. He taught me how to be a good brother. You understand? He taught me how to lead my nation, how to counsel brothers and sisters. That's an honorable life, right? Job said that we came into this world naked with nothing, and we're going to leave the world with nothing. You understand? But people can remember the things that we do. Right? So like your sister Kalpa says, Khan, Tupac and Biggie still talked about today. Damn right. Yeah, I mean, Tupac and Biggie's songs are going to be playing in my car for the next 50 years. You know what I mean? Like, Tupac and Biggie, they're definitely going to be remembered. You know what I mean? My kids are going to remember Tupac and Biggie. But nobody's going to talk about how they changed brothers and sisters' lives.
Right.
You understand? Nobody's going to talk about Tupac and Biggie 1,000 years from now. You know what I mean? Reading about how they lived some righteous life that could change the condition of a people, could change the condition of a nation. Right? Tupac and Biggie and Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, what these singers and rappers are known for, we got to understand that we are the salt of the earth. Understand? We are a talented people. Right? We're going to be number one on the billboards, on all these different entertainment billboards and award shows. But what we do, we're just waste of talent. We're building our oppressor's kingdom.
Right.
Understand? We're teaching brothers and sisters how to destroy each other. Right? That's what all these rappers are. Right? They're not doing it for the right reasons. They're just destroying our people. Right? They're fulfilling the agenda of what our oppressor wants.
Right.
To oppress us and keep us enslaved. Right? Because, what's that verse say? So, like, we're in verse 16. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil. Right? The face of the Lord is against these people. Because someone like Tupac and Biggie or Michael Jackson, the amount of things that they could do for our people, right? We shouldn't be in the condition that we're in. If you gave all that money to Officer 500 Zabadia, you gave all those riches to Officer Bond, General Mayak, General Mahyman, General YAHANNA, imagine what we would do as a people.
Right.
Right? Money destroys weak men. But you put money in the hands of a righteous man, you're going to see communities being fed. You understand? You're going to see brothers and sisters giving clothes and helping out with housing. You know what I mean? Helping sisters with diapers and raising their kids. You know what I mean? Something valuable, something important. Right? That's what these men of the Lord do in the I.S.U.P.K. They go to the prisons and they help these brothers. They try to teach these brothers what to do with their money, what to do in your household. Right? Let's jump to verse 17.
Psalms 34, verse 17. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles.
Right. To be righteous means to obey Yahweh.
Right.
Right. We got to repent and turn away from the things we've been doing and just do what the Most High tells us to do. Right?
Right.
Like the scriptures say, the Christian will tell you nothing is impossible. Or how do they say it? So let me find that verse. All things are possible. Slack, yeah. This is Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Understand? These religious leaders, these Christian pastors, they'll tell you that you can do anything and do all things. But what they won't tell you is that you can keep the laws of God. You understand? You can do anything but obey God. You can do anything but obey your Father.
Right.
You can do anything but be righteous and perfect, blameless in the Most High's eyes. When the scriptures say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me, meaning I can keep the law. You understand? I can actually do what the Most High says. I can actually repent, turn away from the life that I was living. You understand? We got to repent, turn away from the things that we've been doing. Right? Nothing is impossible with the Most High. You know what I mean? We can stop smoking. We can stop being addicted to drugs. We can stop pouring out our women and going to strip clubs. You understand? We can stop eating pork and shrimp, crab, and lobster. We can stop celebrating May 24 and Victoria Day. All right? Keep reading.
Verse 18. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as beeth of a contrite spirit.
Calm. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart.
Right.
You understand? Nigh being near. And when you read these scriptures, when you read these precepts, you understand that your heart just pumps blood. You understand? But in the scriptures, your heart is your mind. You understand? Your heart is your mind, the way that you think. Right? A broken heart is a broken mind. You understand? Like some of these sisters, you gotta ask yourself, why do you hate black men? You understand? Brothers, why do you hate black women? Why do you want to throw your sisters away? You understand? The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken mind. Meaning you were molested as a child, or you saw your parents fight, this and that. Your mom left you, your dad left you, and they broke your heart. You understand? You were in a relationship with a sister, and she did something to you, whored out on you, and broke your heart. The Lord is near to people who are brokenhearted. You understand? Because when you're brokenhearted, you're seeking change.
Right.
You're seeking for something different. You're seeking for something better. You understand? Like it's almost ingrained in blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. When something bad is going on in your life, how many times do you go to run to God? Say, God, please help me. You know what I mean? When you're in some life-threatening situation, you know what I mean? When you just got out of some crazy relationship, you know what I mean? All broken-hearted. That's when you're looking for God. That's when you're looking for help. Right? The Lord is nigh. He's near unto those that are brokenhearted. You understand? And during those times, you got to understand that the Most High is watching you. Right? the Most High is going to see who you put first. When you're brokenhearted, are you going to run to the world? Understand? Are you going to run to cigarettes to help calm you? You're going to run to alcohol to help fix your situation? Or are you going to run to the Most High? You understand? When Job lost his kids, he didn't run to alcohol. Job ran to the Most High. Job's wife told him to curse the Most High. Job's wife told him, you've already lost your kids. Why are you going to keep following and obeying the Most High? Job's wife told him to curse the Most High, to curse God. You understand? But Job stood strong. And so we got to understand that the Most High is watching us. You understand? The Most High is watching us when we're brokenhearted. He's nigh unto those who are brokenhearted. And he's looking to see who you're going to put first. Right? Like, brothers and sisters who aren't brokenhearted, you're probably sitting in a Christian church, banging on some drum, singing some gospel music, talking about how beautiful your life is.
Right.
Right? But for me, I know when I was brokenhearted, that's when I left the Christian church. Because I realized that the Christian church didn't have any answers for me. It didn't have any solutions to real problems in life. You understand? The Lord is nigh unto them that are brokenhearted.
Right.
And he saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. You understand? When you're brokenhearted, if you seek the Most High and you put him first, he's going to save you. Right? So like you quick, just gonna address the chat. Dave, he says, what a damn joke. The Most High will punish them all. Only a damn fool will buy into the Black Lives Matter movement. Damn right. They had a rapper with them. I don't know about that, but I do know the Black Lives Matter movement. They're not doing nothing for our people.
Right.
We got Daughter of Zion. What goes around comes back around. God will take the measures necessary. Absolutely, sis. Let's grab a verse on that. I know the time's running out. Slacky, can you grab adjust? Slacky, what's that verse? Adjust weight, adjust balance. Slacky, let's jump to Proverbs 16 and verse 11. Absolutely, Sarah, daughter of Zion. What goes around comes back around. Right? Like the world would call that karma. You understand? But when you read these scriptures, we understand that that's justice. The Most High is all about a just weight, a just balance, fair judgment. For example, we have a law that says you cannot bear false witness against your brother. You You understand? You can't go lie on your brothers and sisters in a court of law or in front of judges. And if you do, if you tell a judge that somebody is guilty of murder or somebody is guilty of raping a sister, and they come and find out that you're lying, you're going to receive that punishment. You understand? The Most High is all about justice. You understand? The Most High says a false balance is an abomination. It's not right to lie on somebody and see them do life in prison for something they didn't do.
Right.
Right? So if you get caught or found out lying on somebody, you're going to do that punishment because that's fair. That's just. Right? Salaki, can you read that when you got it?
Come on. This is Proverbs 16:11. A just weight and balance are the Lord's. All the weight of the bag are his work.
God. Just like you said, sis, what goes around comes around. Right? The Most High is all about balance. And that balance is of the Lord's. Right? Yahweh is the creator of heaven and earth and everything in it. You understand? He authorizes everything that goes on in this world. Right? And he is going to give justice to his saints. He's going to give justice to his people. The children of God, the people he loves. You understand? This British Empire that has oppressed and enslaved us, everybody's out celebrating her birthday, or just went out celebrating her birthday. Those people are going to be punished for what they've done. They're going to be rewarded with the anger, the wrath of the Most High. Right? I think Revelations 18 and I think it's around 8. Revelation 18 and 18 says that these people will be rewarded double his wrath. You understand? When his cup fills up, when that anger fills up, and he goes to reward these oppressors for what they've done to us, he's going to reward them with double. Right? So Salakia, we're just for time's sake, let's jump to one more verse and then we'll end the class. Can we jump to let's jump to Romans 9 or Romans 13 and verse 8. Romans chapter 13 and verse 8. Because this is what Christ taught. You understand? Christ said, this is how you know you're my disciple. When you love your brothers. Right? Be a disciple of Christ is to love the brotherhood, to love the sisterhood, to be a family. You understand? This is what this book's about. We got to gather ourselves together and come out of these philosophies that Canada has had us celebrating for far too long. And so this is Paul speaking. This is a disciple of Christ teaching what Christ taught. Right? We're in Romans 13 and verse 8.
Romans 13, verse 8. Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another has fulfilled the law.
God. This is what a disciple of Christ, somebody who understood Christ's teachings, taught us. We're not supposed to owe another man anything. You understand? We should have a free conscience when it comes to dealing with our brothers and sisters.
Right.
But there is one thing that we do owe our brothers and sisters. Just one thing. You understand? You're a disciple of Christ. You're trying to follow what our King taught, a righteous man of the Most High. The thing that we are to owe our brothers and sisters is our love.
Right.
You understand? We are required to go out every day and love our people. You understand? When May 24 comes, we shouldn't wake up and celebrate the Queen's birthday.
Right.
We should wake up and give life to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Damn right.
Right? And that's what the I.S.U.P.K is about. Right? That's everything the I.S.U.P.K is about. And that's what Christ taught. If you love your brother like yourself, you have fulfilled the whole law. You understand? That's what this book's about. So with that, this is Tuesday's Night Brotherhood class, and we're going to end the class there. Let's clap it up. All right, we're going to give the security announcements, then we're going to salute out. Water for everybody that was tuning in. Water for the comments. Understand? And tomorrow's going to be Wednesday's night law class. Tune in from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. All right, that's No Cowards Canada. So we're on I.S.U.P.K. This is the security announcements. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to show themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, please give. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of First Fruits coming up on June 21st. That's June 21st of this year. You can contact Officer 500 Zabadia for any details regarding that high holy day. Or you can contact your camp leader in Canada, that is Officer 5000 Abon. And with that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M, which means stand. Men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M Shabbat, I.M.A.J.M, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh all the brothers, Yad Yamatah. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M Shabbat, I.M.A.J.M, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Yad Yamatah, Class dismissed.